As I said before, Kari Lake losing in Arizona. This despite all the willing into being and praying and hoping that right-wingers like Ali Alexander did to try to make sure that Kari Lake won.
Even if Kari was going to lose, I would will it into existence. And I know that sounds kooky.
And this was yesterday before we knew that Kari Lake did indeed lose.
And I know that sounds crazy. But
could be because it is, you stupid shit.
Just don't catch me on a wild day. Pete Davidson one time got on my bad side. And
honey, does Pete Davidson even know who the fuck you are? Isn't Pete Davidson like dating Emma Watson or something now? Like Pete Davidson cares about Ali Alexander. Jesus.
Pete Davidson one time got on my bad side and almost killed himself. So.
Was he trying to suck off his enormous cock? What?
The point is that no one needs to believe you the first time. The point is you just need to tell them a first time. Do you understand this? This is
Pete Davidson's dick is bigger than Ali Alexander.
Oh. You're not going to believe me. It doesn't matter. The point is that no one needs to believe you the first time. The point is you just need to tell them a first time. Do you understand this? This is going to sound kooky for y'all on Cozy, but you guys don't understand the essence.
On Cozy. I'm sorry to keep pausing this. Sir, it's going to sound kooky to the people on Cozy. I've been on Cozy. I can't imagine what in the world sounds kooky to people. Reality sounds kooky to people on Cozy, sir.
As a conservative, it's getting harder and harder to not look like a kook.
Oh, Mox, I am so. This is one of the biggest online conspiracy theorists. He's appeared on Alex Jones's InfoWars numerous times. He was intricately involved in January 6th. Let me get you the update on his. I believe he pled out and turned. I believe he was a state's witness in January 6th. That's the reason why he is sitting there behind a microphone.
What if I told you that all of us are capable of traveling? Well, not all of us, because you're not smart enough. But what if I told you that there are a lot of people capable of time traveling? They just don't know it. What if I told you that time traveling is easier than you think? It requires a lot of discipline and no machines. What if I told you that the reason why the New World Order wants you to focus on fiction stories about machines is they don't want you to know that everyone has access to time travel? Then what if I told you that the way that those of us fight...
Ali Alexander, that's who you're watching right now, the conservative activist behind the Stop the Steal movement, appeared Friday before a federal grand jury investigating the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. This was back in June. This is the end of June. Alexander provided nearly 3 hours of testimony to one of the grand juries impaneled in the U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C. as part of the Department of Justice's criminal probe into the events of January 6th. This is according to Alexander's attorney. The appearance came 6 months after Alexander testified before the House committee investigating January 6th. Alexander said that several months ago he received a grand jury subpoena from the U.S. Attorney's Office. I was assured that I was not a target, but a fact witness, Alexander said in a statement. I provided the documents requested and suggested they obtain my full transcript of my testimony from the January 6th committee. They responded then that they cannot obtain those transcripts due to separation of powers, and thus they needed me to repeat my testimony here today. In December of 2021, Alexander spent 8 hours taking questions from the House January 6th committee on everything from his organization's finance to his communications with Republican officials. Alexander described the tone of the questions as absolutely adversarial. So, I do believe he is ratted on people in January 6th, but I cannot confirm that.
You that time traveling is easier than you think.
Time traveling is easier than you think.
And no machines. What if I
Steelers have 6. Welcome. Thank you for being here, my friend.
told you that the reason why the New World Order wants you to focus on fiction stories about machines is they don't want you to know that everyone has access to time travel.
Everyone has access to time travel. Steelers, I agree with you. This guy is an idiot. Do not listen to anything that he says.
Then what if I told you that the way that those of us fight is we are each pulling from time itself. Yes, of course the Jews time travel.
What? Yes.
That's what makes the apostasy so great. So
Oh, he just said, of course the Jews time travel.
what if I told you? What if I told you that
Did I pause him? I didn't mean to. I didn't pause him. That was just a long pregnant pause. I didn't pause the video.
I could prove that I've time traveled before?
I can prove that I've time traveled before. He said, of course, the Jews time travel. I guess now I need to touch on the fact that I watched the Dave Chappelle monologue from SNL. One, Dave Chappelle made a hilarious joke in that fucking killed me. The overall tone of his monologue was like a little like, oh, I mean, I see what you were doing there, man, but boy, were you giving credence to a lot of fucking conspiracy bullshit. But the funniest thing he said, because he was making fun of Kanye. The funniest thing that he said was that he was talking about, there's a lot of Jews in Hollywood, and you might come to the conclusion that they run everything, but there's a lot of black people in Ferguson, Missouri, and it's clear they don't run things, or something. I butchered his fucking joke. And that one's a good one. Yeah, good. But then, he gets to the end of his monologue, and he starts, talking about, oh, it was a conspiracy by someone. Who knows who? This pregnant pause just had an abortion. Ray, hell of a time to tune in indeed. Ali Alexander can time travel. Have you heard the freaking news? YouTube, Facebook, and all of big tech are trying to do a cancel culture on JustinFREAKIN.
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
Help the channel stay alive and grow by subscribing or following, and be sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the fun, even when one platform tries to shut us up.
He's kicking authority in the balls.
If you have it to spare and really want to show support, consider subbing on Twitch, becoming a patron, or a member on YouTube. You'll get access to extra delights and debauchery, and you'll have my eternal appreciation. Thank you for being a freaking follower, and have a great freaking day.